Jackie, for again moderating tonight's program. My fellow citizens and residents, I want to thank you for joining us tonight in this very important and informative edition of Leadership Matters. Tonight we continue to update you on our ongoing fight against COVID-19 and the measures we are taking to continue to protect you and your loved ones. The virus continues its negative impact on the lives and livelihoods of many in our global community. Specifically as it relates to St. Kitts and Nevis, you have heard from speakers before me of the efforts of our Ministry of Health in particular to contain and defeat the COVID-19. Part of our very good news story is that 64% of our population has received their first dose of the vaccine. This represents the highest proportion of the population in our Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. And we are testing more people than many other countries in the Currency Union. This takes us closer to our threshold or target population achieving herd immunity. The closer we get to that target, we would have collectively as a people enhanced our own protection against COVID-19 and place ourselves and our country in a stronger position to return to normalcy. The figures show that the majority of people in St. Kitts and Nevis are rising to the challenge, and I want to congratulate and thank them. The people of St. Kitts and Nevis cannot afford to become complacent in the fight to contain the virus and restore our country to the path of growth to which we had been accustomed long before COVID-19. The figures that you have heard tonight also strengthen the resolve of our Team Unity government to continue protecting our health and that of your family and loved ones. Our approach to COVID-19 from day one has always been guided by science and the advice of our health experts. It has also been in accordance with the World Health Organization guidelines. The World Health Organization, you would recall, is the premier authority on matters of global public health. In light of the current situation, we continue to strengthen our COVID-19 response. I want tonight to announce some additional restrictions that we have determined are necessary in the continuing fight to defeat COVID-19. And in doing so, I want to reinforce the point that has been made by each presenter tonight, that the ultimate and most effective weapon we have in our arsenal to defeat COVID-19 is the vaccination program. We must make an outstanding success. The vaccination program, along with the observance of the COVID-19 protocols, will take us to where we need to go. The land in which each and everyone can feel safe and be assured that everything is being done by everyone to keep each other well. We want to encourage persons to work from home as far as possible. That is, those workers who have, and institutions which have the capacity to, should be allowed to work from home. This, of course, will reduce the numbers at the workplace at this crucial period of time. To the extent persons can, we want to encourage them to engage in online shopping over the next 2 to 4 weeks. The benefit of this is that we will avoid overcrowding in our supermarkets and other commercial spaces, and therefore help to contain the spread of the deadly virus. We encourage essential movements only, and these include grocery shopping, going to seek medical care, pharmacy, going to the bank, and of course going to work in those cases where the stay-at-home option is not applicable. We discourage non-essential movement like partying and liming on the strip and any other mass events. Indeed, we had previously indicated that all mass events are prohibited. The churches and bars should adjust to ensure that their operations are in keeping with the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Act 2020. The government takes its role in protecting its citizens and residents seriously. And we will assure you that stronger measures will be taken if and when necessary as the situation warrants to protect your health and that of your loved ones. I urge all of us to follow all, I repeat, all of the COVID-19 protocols, and most importantly, to vaccinate at the earliest convenient opportunity. We are confident that with your help, we can defeat COVID-19. You too can be confident that unlike in many parts of the world, our testing regime is working. Our track and trace processes are working, and our health system clearly is working well up to this point. We must be very careful not to undermine our health system with consequential loss of life. As a community, we can all do more than just rely on these measures to keep us safe. We can do so much more. We can all ensure that we are immunized. Already 64.3% of our population have heard the call, and they have chosen to be immunized to protect themselves and, more importantly, their loved ones. Vaccination was and still is our best defense against further COVID-19 outbreaks. We all want to defeat COVID-19 in St. Kitts and Nevis, but to do this, we should all vaccinate. We all want to keep our schools open and our children safe within our educational settings. To do this, we as adults should ensure we are vaccinated. Yes, I am sure all of us want to attract the tourists back to our federation. To do this, we must all vaccinate. To help get our economy back to full strength and put more people back to their jobs, we must all vaccinate. I know, of course, that for some persons, getting the vaccine was not an easy decision. Some of you had concerns. You did your research. You looked at the information provided, and you did the right thing. You got yourself vaccinated. You and all of us are indeed better for it. So I want to say thank you for making that choice to protect yourself. Thank you for making that choice to protect your loved ones. And thank you for making that choice to protect your community. If you have not yet had your vaccination, I strongly urge you to do so tomorrow. Indeed, across all 17 health centers, an opportunity is provided to get vaccinated. The events of the past week show, while we all need to play our active part in the fight against COVID-19, the consequences for our families and loved ones are serious. Some businesses had to close when their workers were affected by COVID-19. The continuity of business can be undermined. The livelihoods of their employees and the ability to take care of their families are put at risk whenever we have the upsurge in COVID-19. This is a fight we all must join. For COVID-19 does not discriminate. It doesn't consider politics. It certainly doesn't consider color or class or any other socioeconomic indicator. It does not give us a choice. It will attack us and it will kill us where we have laid down our guard. The only choice we have in this matter really is to be vaccinated. I want to underscore the point made by our medical chief of staff, our CMO, chief medical officer, Dr. Hazel Laws. We are in a real war. We have to take this situation very serious. And in war, we have to fight back. We have to fight back with all that we have, every tool. My government will not take any of the tools available to defeat the COVID-19 off the table. All tools remain available to win this war. This is an existential threat, and it is a war in which we are engaged to win. This war requires all of us to focus on the defeat of the COVID-19 and what each of us can and must do to obtain the victory. If we really want to defeat the virus, it is very simple. Get vaccinated. Be immunized. The most powerful tool which we have in this fight is the vaccination program. I want to encourage everyone, every citizen, every resident, regardless of your immigration status, to join the fight against COVID-19. Put St. Kitts and Nevis above yourself. In that regard, I want to end on a note of commendation to the members of the panel who are here with me tonight, and to thank each and every one of them and the wider team within the Ministry of Health and the task force for the excellent work that has been done to keep St. Kitts and Nevis safe and secure, and to ensure, as we listen to the news elsewhere, we are reminded of the fantastic job that has been done to date. We cannot sit in our laurels. We have to keep on doing well. It is sometimes very easy to take a wrong decision. The difficulty sometimes is in getting it right. We want everyone in St. Kitts and Nevis to get it right in this fight against COVID-19. And to get it right, you have to be, and you are encouraged to be vaccinated. I thank the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, our Minister of Health, for her leadership of the health programs, and in particular for the contribution that she has been making in this fight against COVID-19. I want to thank Dr. Hazel Laws, our Chief Medical Officer, for her yeoman service in this regard, and for which we have appropriately honored her, as we have done to Dr. Cameron Wilkerson, the Medical Chief of Staff at the Dreneff Hospital. This has been a most challenging time for our country. Indeed, there are no earlier referent to which we could point to for guidance. In this battle in which we are engaged, it has to be an all-of-society approach. And in that regard, I want to thank all those who have been constructive in their approach. I want to thank all those who stood firmly on the right side of this battle. The right side is to abide by the COVID-19 protocols, and the right side is to become vaccinated, so you take the country to the stronger and safer future which the people of St. Kitts and Nevis deserve. Thank you very much.